football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is going to be like 4 things in one video. I'm just going to run through a couple of things real quickly because I didn't feel like making a separate video for each one of these topics. So, with that being said, just stay tuned. Check out the timestamps at the bottom so you can see what part of the video you want to see. But, we'll start with Kazuto Ioka. You know, he was speaking to the media following his close fight and his contested fight with Joshua Franco, in which many people feel he lost. And he was very forthcoming and he was very open about how he felt about the fight. He stated the following, and I quote, "I would like to apologize for being unable to live up to your expectations. I thought I had an advantage midway through the contest. His technique and mental strength kept me from showing a clear difference." And there you go. So Ioka being very respectful to Franco, and I think he's at a point, you know, I thought he won barely, but it wasn't a fight where any guy really dominated or imposed himself on the fight. It was very much a fight where it was nip and tuck. One round you would see Joshua Franco actually have be effective with the volume punching. The next round you would see Ioka have success with the slick defense and the counter punching and the sharp punching, and like nobody really fully put their imprint on the fight. That was my view of the fight. I know we've had a lot of people that said Joshua Franco got robbed. I ain't mad at you if you think he won, but I'm not gonna say he got robbed. Timothy Bradley actually commented on the video. Shout out to Tim Bradley. He commented on the video and he said in the comment that he believes that Franco won 9-3 and that it was robbery. So I love Tim. God bless Tim Bradley, but I don't think it was robbery. So that's just my take. Hopefully, you know, at some point we get a rematch for those two, because the reality is both those guys have unfinished business, and you can't just go through the rest of your super campaign at super flyweight without doing that rematch, because it was so close, it was so nip and tuck. And you know, there are people that do think Joshua Franco won, so it would be a great chance for Franco to get the Ioka name on his resume and become a unified champion. So yeah, that's what it is there. So there's that with Ioka and Franco. Switching gears, you know, going to, you know, the Golden Boy side of things. Golden Boy Promotions, save the date, January 28th. Alexis Rocha is going to be headlining a show January 28th, and his opponent will be none other than New Jersey's Anthony Young. Anthony Young is a 34-year-old fighter, 24-2, 8 knockouts. So that kind of lets you know right there why he was brought in. He can't really, he's not really a big knockout artist, you know. And they feel that Rocha can go in there and get a win and continue to keep the gravy train rolling as the French contender that he is right now. But for those that know and for those that don't know, this card was supposed to be the card that Ryan Garcia, this January 28th date was the day Ryan Garcia was supposed to fight Mauricio Hesta. But, you know, obviously Ryan Garcia is not taking a tune-up fight. So, listen, I think Rocha's in a unique position because he's with Golden Boy Promotions, where they do have a lot of welterweights he could fight. You know, you have you could do the Blair Cobbs rematch because Blair just beat Hooker, so maybe you could do a Blair Cobbs rematch. You have Raul Cordial, who's making a good name for himself in the stable, and then obviously and most notably you got Virgil Ortiz, who we could also fight, and I think the fight would do great. But right now, as it stands, Rocha, you could label him as a French contender, because that's exactly what he is. You know, he is ranked. He is ranked in a couple of the sanctioning organizations. Right now, like as it stands, Rocha is 4 in the WBO. He is not in the WBC. He is not in the WBA, and he is 13th in the IBF. So 13th in the IBF, 4th in the WBO. It looks like that's the route he's going to go. And when you kind of look at the landscape, right? If he takes care of Mr. Anthony Young, which I believe they brought him in as a safe opponent, then you look at the WBO rankings. Terence Crawford is 1. Terence Crawford is a champion. Virgil Ortiz is 1, but Virgil Ortiz is fighting Imantas Stanionis. He's going the WBA route, so get him out of the way. You know, forget about him. Number 2, you have Jerome Boots Ennis, who is fighting in an IBF fight against Karen this weekend. He wins that fight, he's the interim champion, so he's not going to go to the WBO route. So get him out the way. Then you got Keith Thurman. Terence Crawford is not fighting Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman is probably going to be used to fight Errol Spence because he's ranked #1 in the WBC. So once you get through all that, you have Alexis Rocha at 4. And I'm just saying, don't be surprised, because BOK Prime and the fine folks over there, they did say they wanted to do 6 pay-per-view shows this year. Terence Crawford needs opponents, he needs dates, he needs to stay active. So don't be surprised if Alexis Rocha winds up getting the call at some point, and maybe that fight winds up happening, and Rocha will get a crack at a world title. And truth be told, I think it's an opportunity that I think Golden Boy should and would pounce on, because unless they're going to continue to build Rocha up for like Virgil Ortiz or one of the other welterweights, he's a fringe contender. I like Alexis Rocha. He's better than I thought, but we saw when he fought Rashidi Ellis, when he fought a guy that's even better than Blair Cobbs. We saw what happened to him, and he's good at what he does. He's a kung fu fighter, workmanlike. I got a lot of respect for Alexis Rocha, but I think that Crawford fight is one they should take if he gets past Anthony Young next. So that's the news there at Rocha. He's fighting January 28th and is in a great position to potentially be getting a Terence Crawford world title shot if Golden Boy allows him to take it. So with that being said, we got 2 more things that I'm going to end the video. So switching gears again, we got Joseph Parker. And for those that don't know, Joseph Parker has signed his next fight with Jack Massey. This is Joseph Parker's first fight since he lost to Joe Joyce. Jack Massey is a guy that I gotta call a spade a spade. Jack Massey ducked the living dog shit out of Isaac Chamberlain. He didn't want to fight Isaac Chamberlain. And for those that don't know, Jack Massey is a cruiserweight from the UK domestically. Him and Isaac Chamberlain were trying to make a fight happen. I know this because it was on social media and Isaac and I were talking throughout that time. And I remember Jack Massey, he just didn't want to fight him. So that's actually what led to Isaac Chamberlain taking the Chris Billings-Smith fight. But most people don't realize that. But now Jack Massey is moving up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. So, the IBO cruiserweight champion is going up to heavyweight to fight Joseph Parker. Now, granted, Jack Massey isn't like a massive, or I should say Joseph Parker isn't a massive heavyweight, but he's still bigger than Jack Massey. Like Jack Massey's 6'2", I believe Joseph Parker is 6'4". So it is what it is. But pretty much, Joseph Parker said that Jack Massey's gonna get it. He's got his, undivided attention, and that Jack Massey is in for a rude awakening. And I would concur with one Joseph Parker, who, by the way, Joseph Parker also stated he wants to fight Anthony Joshua again. And he said he'll even fight Joe Joyce in a rematch again if he wants. So, that's what Joseph Parker's looking at right now. Anthony Joshua, Joe Joyce, the Dillian Whyte rematch. I mean, there's some good options out there for Joseph Parker. I don't think he's ever gonna touch a world title again in his career, but he could still be a factor. He could still be in some great fights, and ultimately that's what boxing is about, being in great fights. So he takes care of Jack Massey, which he should, because it's a massive mismatch. It really is. Dude is a all-right cruiserweight. He would pretty much get waxed by every domestic level cruiserweight in the UK. Like, the names: Chris Billings-Smith, Isaac Chamberlain, Richard Riakporhe. I think they'd all beat Jack Massey, and that's why he didn't want to fight them. But anyway, that's the news with Parker. He's talking in those fights. And then, last but not least, switching gears, we got great news at 122, as a deal has been reached, and the purse bid for the WBA and IBF title fight at 122 has been agreed upon for Murdjon Akmadaliev to make the 4th defense of his titles against none other than the Philippines' Marlon Tapales. So that's great news, because this would at least give us more clarity as to what's happening in the weight class. We know Stephen Fulton made a big deal about Murdjon, injury and kind of waiting on him. So now Stephen Fulton can't wait on Murdjon no more. So that's going to force some movement with Fulton. Either A, Fulton's going to go fight Figueroa, which he's already stated that they've made offers to Brandon Figueroa at 126 and move up there, or with Naoya Monster Inoue being the super champion at 118, he could just forego all that and just get straight to the smoke with the monster Inoue. So as far as Tapales versus Akmadaliev, I think it's a good fight. You know, Marlon Tapales, you know, strong, hard punching southpaw. He's a guy that, you know, has a good work rate, and I think it's gonna make for a good fight. It's two power punching southpaws. Tapales was a champion when he won the vacant belt at 118. He's trying to become a 2-division champion now against Murdjon Akmadaliev. Murdjon Akmadaliev, I mean, look, I give him his flower. He's a good fighter. He became unified champion, but he probably has one of the least memorable unified championship runs in recent memory. I mean, he won a fight that some people thought he lost against Daniel Roman, close fight. He fought Isawa, Ryosuke Isawa, out in Uzbekistan. Then he fought Jose Velasquez in a fight I don't even remember on the Demetrius Andre Jason Quigley card. And then he fought Ronnie Rios and stopped him in the 12th round. You know, so I still think Murdjon's in search of that big signature fight. He can still fight for undisputed if Steve Fulton doesn't vacate the belt if he goes up to 126. But yeah, that's the news, guys. That's the news. Good fight with Tapales and Akmadaliev. It is a fight that I do think is dangerous. I would probably say it's Murdjon's most dangerous fight since he won the titles. I think this is the most dangerous fight of his title run because of what Marlon Tapales brings to the table as far as like work rate, experience, and things like that. So yeah, that's the news, man. I didn't feel like making a video for all the topics. So you know, you got Joseph Parker in a big mismatch with Jack Massey. Purse bid reach for Akmadaliev versus Tapales. And I forgot what else I talked about. So make of that what you will. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.